Today we are at the Heart of America Golf Academy in Swope Park to talk a little bit about the Alvin annual Metro Junior Golf Classic that takes place in a few weeks and is supported by the Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund. Here to tell us more about the event is James Johnson, the Executive Director of the Kansas City Metro Junior Golf Club. James, thank you for having us here today.
Sure, no problem.
And give us a little history on the Golf Classic. How long has it been happening and how did it get started?
Well, it's been going on since 2004, and it got started because we had kids practicing and training to be golfers, but we didn't have any reward for them, so we decided to have a golf tournament so they can compete. That's something they love to do. But we had trophies for them, prizes for them, and so forth, and they enjoyed. So that inspired them to become a golfer.
And how many students attend? So, because this is for youth.
Yes.
And what are the ages and how many attend?
Well, they have to be from 7 to 18 years old. That's age-wise. But we don't have a number on the number of kids to attend. But we have, in our tournament from the day one, had more kids come from out of state to participate, probably about 60, sometimes to 70% of the kids that participated were from out of state, because urban kids here in Kansas City and the metro area of Kansas City didn't play golf. They didn't play golf.
But you're changing that with this,
yeah.
with this tournament, correct?
Well, not only with the tournament, they have to practice and work up to the tournament. They just can't come and just play in the tournament and don't play golf. They have to be a golfer, and that's what we do. We train them to be a golfer, and the reward in the end is you get to play in the golf tournament.
And who is your target? Is it mostly urban youth from the city or from other cities?
Well, when we started out, our focus was the urban kids, but we found out that we got just as many suburban kids come in to play as we did urban kids. And so we just opened it up. They would take a kid from anywhere, Kansas or whatever, didn't make any difference, just as long as they're 7 to 18 years old. Now, when it comes to participating in the tournament, most of the kids that participate, like I said, probably about 60, sometime at one time it was about like 70% of the kids were from out of state. But now we're getting where it's balancing out a little bit, about 50-50 from interstate of Kansas City and out-of-state kids. Out-of-state kids still come here and play.
Well, can you give us a rundown of the activities that happen from July 17th through the 19th?
Well, on July the 17th, we have this free cookout at Station 7 on Oldham Road. And the primary reason we started doing that is because we have kids coming in that town on that Monday, preparing to play for Tuesday and Wednesday. And a lot of the kids haven't eaten anything. And we try to cut down on expenses of them traveling into the city. So we have hot dogs, hamburger, pop, chips, and games and stuff for them to have at the Station 7 on Oldham Road for free. We have all of that for them, and include the parents and the bus drivers, and they all can eat.
So you bring out the welcome wagon when they arrive.
Yes.
Because they're probably tired and hungry.
Yes.
And then you get them to play golf
on Tuesday
and Wednesday.
Right.
And can you tell us how that's broken out by ages and by areas of expertise too?
Well, this is what we do. We have kids that are just learning. Some of them are big kids. Some can be in the 8th grade, and but they're just learning. So they don't have a golf game to be on the golf course to be really competitive. So they get to play 5 holes of golf, but they win a trophy just as big as anybody else, and they win prizes just like anybody else. Then we have kids that are playing 9 holes on the short par 3 that can keep up on the golf course, but they can't play 18 holes of golf because their golf skills are not good enough. Then we have kids that have the golf skills that can play 18 holes, 9 holes over there, 9 holes on this side, and to constitute their 18 holes of golf for that round. Then we have the best golfers play up to Swope Memorial for 2 days, and they get to play up there for 2 days. So that's where we do it.
It's a jam-packed time while they're here.
Yes.
And I also understand from just looking at the pictures that are on your website, you have a variety of levels that you just described, but you also have young girls that participate. You have it looks like you have a nice mixture of urban, suburban Kansas City and outside of Kansas City. So that's really an accomplishment.
Yes,
this
that's
tournament.
correct. Like this year, we expecting a large group of Native Americans from Oklahoma, the Cherokee Nation, and also the Choctaw Nation is planning on being here, and we're talking probably about maybe 40 some kids with those two different
Groups.
Native American groups there, yeah, and that's coming in from Oklahoma. So we expect them to be here, from conversation we've had, and their verbally commitment that they'll be here. So we'll see what happens.
And if people want more information, where would they get to that information?
Well, they can call me from our website page, and we have a telephone number on there listed, so they can give me a call and ask any question.
And what's your website?
kcmo.gov.
Well, thank you for sharing your website with us and for having us out here and sharing information about the tournament.
Okay, thank you.
The Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund supports local nonprofits that bring cultural, social, educational, and recreational activities to our area. To learn about additional upcoming events, visit kcmo.gov/NTDF.